Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unpack fascinating sources and extract the key insights so you can be well-informed and perhaps a little bit surprised.
Mm.
Today, we're doing something truly unique. We're diving into an incredibly detailed personal log from someone who meticulously tracked their self-improvement journey across a huge array of areas. I mean, everything from health and wellness to creative pursuits and even technical skills.
Yeah, it's quite something.
It's a truly revealing look into their world.
And our mission today is really to pull out the most valuable nuggets from this intensely personal data. It offers an incredible window into what consistency truly looks like, the power of self-awareness and that deep human desire for progress.
Right.
What's particularly striking, I think, is just how much we can learn from someone's candid self-reflection and daily tracking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to explore the small daily choices that really do add up, the inherent challenges of trying to keep so many plates spinning at once, and the surprising resilience one can discover when pursuing what this individual calls their numerous indulgences simultaneously. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
We're starting with a source explicitly states their foundation lies: health. The overarching goal here is, and I'm quoting, "Empower myself to pursue other things actively and healthfully by improving your quality of life in the long run."
That really frames it, doesn't it?
It really does. This frames their entire approach to self-improvement. Health isn't just a goal. It's like the engine.
It absolutely is. It positions well-being not just as an end in itself, but as a critical enabler for all other aspirations. Without a healthy foundation, everything else just becomes harder.
Definitely. So let's get into the specifics, beginning with sleep. The goal was a solid 7 hours daily,
Okay.
but over the week, they averaged 6.5 hours.
An interesting observation here is the sheer inconsistency, though. Sleep ranged dramatically from just 3 hours.
3 hours, wow.
Yeah, up to 8 hours with multiple instances of fragmented sleep. This immediately brings up the question of whether quality might sometimes trump raw quantity.
Right.
How much does the type of sleep matter, especially when we consider their next self-observation?
Now, this next part, for me, was quite a head-scratcher. The log keeper notes, "I wonder if the vaccination taken early of the week have disrupted the sleep schedule." And yet,
Yeah.
they felt rather well rested on most days.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to make sense of that? What does that paradox tell us about how we perceive our own well-being?
That's a fantastic point, and it really challenges the common wisdom that more sleep always equals better rest. It's not just a quirky anomaly. It's a powerful reminder that while objective metrics are valuable, our subjective experience and intentional self-care prioritizing rest for recovery can sometimes redefine what well-rested truly means.
Okay.
The real insight here is that dynamic interplay between data, perceived well-being, and adaptive behavior.
Speaking of adaptation, let's look at walking. The daily target was 5,600 steps.
Okay, specific goal.
The average achieved was 5,049 steps, which is actually lower than their stated minimum threshold.
And what's notable here is the significant variance, again, from a low of 12,216 steps, which was the lowest this year for them, to a high of 8,702 steps. But the log explicitly states a conscious decision to rest as much as possible due to vaccination in the beginning of the month.
Okay, that connects back.
Exactly. Directly linking to the statement, "I listened to my body during this week. If I don't felt like doing anything, I would just rest if possible."
Right.
This perfectly illustrates how real life, like an illness or a vaccination, can throw a wrench in our most consistent plans.
Yeah.
What this log teaches us is maybe less about hitting every single number and more about the graceful art of adaptation and maybe self-compassion.
I see your point. It's not just about hitting numbers, but about sustainable progress and listening to what your body truly needs. That makes sense. Speaking of how the body adapts to new routines, let's look at another popular health practice: intermittent fasting. What did the log reveal about their experience with the 16.8 method? They mentioned a slow transition to regular meal these days.
Right. So while transitioning, the weight fluctuations are detailed. A minimum of 66.45 kilograms, a maximum of 67.8 kilograms,
Okay.
with an average of approximately 67.09 kilograms over the week. Despite these daily shifts, though, there was a net decrease of 1.05 kilograms over the week. They started at 67.80 kilograms and ended at 66.75 kilograms.
That's a really interesting point about the daily weight fluctuations. It makes me wonder from a psychological perspective, how important is it not to get fixated on those daily numbers,
Oh, definitely.
but to keep the overall trend in mind? What can listeners take away from this person's approach to that inevitable daily variance?
That's a fantastic question. The log keeper implicitly shows, I think, a high degree of self-awareness here. They understand that the body isn't a static machine.
Right.
This highlights a key insight. Resilience and self-improvement often comes from accepting and interpreting these natural variations rather than expecting perfectly linear progress.
Yeah.
It's about playing the long game and trusting the overall direction.
Now, let's talk about diet. The plan is a 2-1-1-2-2-1. That's plants, protein, carbs ratio. For those who haven't encountered it, this typically means dividing your plate. 2 parts plants, 1 part protein, 1 part carbs, lots of veggies.
Yeah, emphasizing vegetables.
Mm.
And the individual primarily self-cooks, aiming for roughly a 1.1.1 ratio, actually, with a preference for warm or soupy foods whenever possible.
Interesting preference.
And a fascinating specific detail is that starting your day with warm water and ginger powder proved to be effective in improving the digestion and overall well-being. It's these small, personalized rituals, isn't it? They often make a big difference.
Absolutely, those little tweaks.
Yeah.
And for workouts, the goal is a 6-minute or 7-minute workout.
Mm.
This isn't just about hitting the gym, though.
Oh, it's integrated.
It's achieved through integrated activities like gardening works here and there, especially with raking leaves, preparing gardening working areas, light walks after meals, and house chores. Finding movement in daily life.
Exactly. And specifically for push-ups, the log notes, for a person at my age and gender, the minimum average push-ups I should aim for is 11 to 20, even in modified forms.
On the knees or wall push-ups?
Yes, exactly. On knees or against the wall as an initial good starting point.
Mm.
So what does this all mean for someone trying to integrate fitness into a busy life?
Yeah.
It demonstrates that movement is happening even if it's not a formal gym routine. The insight here is that consistency can come in many forms, not just the traditional ones we often think about.
So we've seen how their health goals, though foundational, are a complex dance between intention and reality. But what happens when we shift from the physical foundation to the architecture of the mind itself?
Ooh, I like that framing.
Our log keeper isn't just building a healthy body. They're actively sculpting their mental landscape and skill set. Let's start with meditation. The purpose is clearly stated: to exercise your mind.
That's a great way to put it. It's like a mental workout, isn't it? Just as you do push-ups for your body, this is about strengthening your focus and awareness, even if it's just for a minute.
Right.
The practice involves a progression of 3 steps of sitting meditation, typically just 1 minute.
Only 1 minute?
Yep. And there's also walking meditation for 1 to 5 minutes, integrated into daily activities like walks after meals, raking dried leaves, gardening, house chores.
So fitting it in wherever possible.
Exactly. It's about embedding the practice into the day, making mental exercise as accessible and routine as, say, brushing your teeth.
And the log notes the practice of mentally noting your thoughts, emotions, and feelings with the interesting observation: stoic as usual and notably comfortable on one particular day. That level of self-awareness, even in just a minute, is quite powerful.
It really is.
Next up, cooking. The purpose here: take control of our consumption and manage it ourselves, rather than relying on others, and learn new skill. Pretty clear goals.
Very clear. The specific learning goals are preparing vegetables in the fast and effective manner and learning to cook different egg recipes.
Okay, practical skills.
Yeah, very practical. Concrete examples given are regular miso soup with vegetables, prawn, tofu, and occasionally beans mixed together with noodle, and mostly hard-boiled eggs, 1 or 2 in a day, depending on the mood. So they're building a versatile skill set around food prep, emphasizing efficiency and basic variety.
Makes sense. And then there's decluttering, with a goal to adopt a minimalist lifestyle. You know, that struggle with the neglected drawer and the replacement curtains really hits home for me.
Oh, totally. Tell me about it.
I swear my own to-do list has a permanent section for things I've been meaning to get to.
Absolutely. It's the human condition, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can perfectly execute a new cooking skill, but the curtain rod stares at us judgmentally for months. The micro-habit described is, on the way to the kitchen, clear 1 item from any areas within the house.
Just 1 item? Small steps.
Small steps. And the person candidly acknowledges the realistic challenge. Not as mindful and often as I like to be, but still 1 small item at a time. It highlights that self-improvement isn't about perfection across the board,
Yeah.
but about progress in the areas we prioritize, and sometimes learning to live with the delightful imperfections, like that drawer.
Delightful imperfections. I like that.
Oh.
Okay, shifting gears to digital and creative engagements. Reading is a key activity for improving mental health and writing skills.
Yeah.
The stated purpose: to improve my writing, consume wisely, and boost my mental health.
And the log specifically mentions a book titled Aspirations, which sounds like a health guide,
Right.
for which there's still nothing on this yet. This is such a common experience with ambitious reading lists, isn't it?
We all have those books.
The digital shelf sitter.
Exactly. They sit patiently. But in contrast, there's a consistent practice of dedicating 5 to 10 minutes each day to browsing a variety of books that pique your interest.
Ah, okay.
Specifically skimming through fiction titles and some gardening books. This raises an important question, I think. What's more valuable? Tackling the big, perhaps more challenging books, or this consistent, smaller engagement that keeps the intellectual curiosity alive? What does this tell us about how we approach learning?
That's a great observation. It suggests that while the aspirational big book goal might be a long game, the consistent, lighter engagement is still fostering learning and mental health.
Right. It's still reading.
It's still reading. The insight is that any form of consistent engagement, even just a few minutes of skimming, contributes to intellectual vitality and prevents stagnation. It's about showing up, even in small ways.
Showing up counts. Okay, let's talk about coding. Purpose: to enjoy building stuff, learn, and contribute back to the FLOSS communities. And for those unfamiliar, FLOSS stands for Free Libre Open Source Software Collaborative Coding Projects.
Right. The daily goal was making PR contributions, pull requests, so submitting changes to code bases in languages like Go, Python, Elixir, Erlang, or Rust, or any relevant projects. Pretty specific.
Yeah, ambitious.
The realistic outcome noted is, even though not daily, but still hopping through GitHub repositories, addressing trivial typos across various projects that have piqued my interest.
So still engaging, but maybe smaller contributions.
Exactly. While not daily, there's still consistent engagement in the broader coding ecosystem. Even if it's not the rigorous contributions initially envisioned, fixing typos is still valuable.
True. And there's also work on recreation pet projects with regular maintenance tasks like fixing existing broken tests and improving the test coverage. So continued practical engagement there too.
Yeah, this person really seems to enjoy the process of building and maintaining.
And then writing, purpose: to communicate and convey my thoughts more effectively and document my progress and discoveries in the projects I explore.
The goal here was quite ambitious. Publish 2 posts per day and read back old posts, focusing on regular topics that caught my attention, especially on what's going on with my numerous indulgences.
2 posts a day is a lot.
It is. And again, mirroring the reading and coding goals, this particular aspiration to blog about interesting PRs or libraries on those specific coding languages. Nothing on this yet. It's a common experience with ambitious creative output, isn't it? Sometimes the internal documentation or just the doing takes precedence over the public writing about it.
That makes sense. Okay, finally we move to the more hands-on, nature-oriented hobbies. First, fish keeping. Purpose: to experience the joy of fish keeping and breeding.
Sounds relaxing. But here, the log highlights that progress on both the yellow-blue rack, presumably for tanks or something, and finding fish and plant species for the ecosystem of the plastic containers in the outdoor ponds remains on the back burner.
Still on the to-do list.
Still on the list. This again reinforces the reality that not all goals move forward at the same pace. Some areas are clearly waiting for a dedicated push, or maybe the right season.
Then there's gardening. Purpose: to improve your health, connect with nature, and learn a new skill.
Very aligned with the overall health goal. Concrete examples are given: growing plants, Pochilaka and other, from seeds or cuttings, and transplanting different seedlings to different gardening areas and monitor their growth. Hands-on stuff.
Definitely.
There's also forward planning mentioned. I plan to start new seed germination projects, but need to set up an organized working spaces.
The classic workspace setup barrier.
It's real.
And some adjustments were made, though, like setting 4 new different workspaces for gardening works, described as just some minor adjustments here and there.
So progress is being made, even if it's just preparing the ground, literally.
Right. It's fascinating how even these small practical steps contribute to the larger goal. And finally, photography. Purpose: to capture memories and explore your creativity by expressing your thoughts through stories.
Lovely goal. But the log concludes this section with the status that finding the best macro lens for a mobile phone is, again, Still nothing on this yet.
Another item waiting.
Another item waiting. So this particular aspiration hasn't quite taken off, demonstrating that even with a strong desire for creative expression, some projects require a specific tool or maybe just dedicated research time to kickstart.
Yeah, you need the right gear sometimes.
If we connect all this to the bigger picture, what really stands out is the incredible breadth of this individual's self-improvement journey. It demonstrates a truly holistic approach
It really does.
to health, mind, skills, creativity. It's a testament, I think, to the human spirit of wanting to constantly learn and grow across diverse areas.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? This deep dive into a personal log reveals, I think, the power of setting intentions, but also the reality of inconsistent progress across many areas.
Absolutely.
And the profound value of simply listening to your body, especially when illness or fatigue hits. It's also a powerful testament to the compounding power of microhabits
Yeah.
and the sheer joy one can find in pursuing numerous diverse indulgences, even if not every single goal is perfectly achieved every single day.
That's a great summary. And it raises an important question for you to consider. How might carefully tracking your own indulges, the things you want to do for yourself, reveal surprising insights about your own consistency, your resilience, and what truly makes you feel well-rested or accomplished, even when the numbers don't perfectly align with the goals? What hidden patterns would you discover in your own journey of self-improvement?